Greetings Multiverse! Since the staff at Batman Arkham Origins developer WB Montreal started tweeting hints about their next project, which will probably be another Batman game, it seems like every week we've had a new set of rumours popping up about the game. The latest one is the Batman Arkham Crisis leak from a supposed playtester on the game. We've got all the details on this leak, and combined with our own knowledge of the games industry, which we've been a part of for over 10 years now, we thought we'd examine this leak and decide. The Batman Arkham Crisis leak, is it real or fake? Let's look at the details that make it seem real first. Positive 1, WB Montreal are leaning towards Batman Arkham Crisis as the title. While some websites have suggested that the reason for this title is that there's a crisis in Gotham, which is dumb, the original poster made no mention of this and made it clear that this is only a possible title. You may have heard it in the office or just something to call it, so this is plausible. Positive 2, the Court of Owls attack Gotham, Batman and Bruce Wayne. WB Montreal developers have already teased the involvement of the Court of Owls in their next game, and the idea of them waging a war on the city, Batman, and even trying to take down Bruce Wayne's reputation is a very cool and plausible story idea. It would actually give us a chance to play Bruce Wayne too, something that's very lacking in the Arkham series. Positive 3. The Batwing is the primary method of transportation. It's a jet and a helicopter, as in hovering hybrid, and seems to work like a flying version of Arkham Knight's Batmobile. While we doubt they'd have a huge playing area without the Batmobile as well, the Batwing made a strong appearance in WB Montreal's last game, Arkham Origins, and it was disappointing we couldn't fly it there. We could easily imagine WB Montreal wanting to bring back the Batwing and do it properly. Positive 4. There's co-op, but only in side missions. Batman Arkham Origins is the only game in the series so far with a multiplayer mode, and we wouldn't be surprised if the new one had some form of it too. Plus, having a friend join your game as Nightwing, that sounds fantastic to us, especially if it's optional. Positive 5. Stealth has been overhauled and can work much like it does in previous games, or much more fast-paced. To quote the leak, you can glide kick in, backclaw someone over a ledge, throw a swarm of batarangs at a group of enemies, stunning them, and take them out in a blink of an eye. This sounds a lot like the new Spider-Man game for PS4, which took a lot of inspiration from the Arkham series, but added the option for some really impressive moves that you could move really quickly to do. We could certainly imagine WB Montreal taking some notes from that game, especially as it's done very well. Positive 6, Riddler trophies are gone. Yes, oh god, yes. They were getting tired by Arkham Origins, and Arkham Knight just went too far with them. Although that at least had puzzles to solve to get them. We could totally see WB Montreal ditching them and replacing them altogether. Positive 7, aiming for a Halloween release with a Game Informer announcement in March. This all sounds plausible to us. With the exception of Knight, previous Batman Arkham games have released around October usually, and with Rocksteady's game probably due for at least next year, and no more Telltale to release a DC game, Warner Brothers will want a WB Montreal Batman game out in 2019. So it'll probably get announced, around about March. Or E3. Possibly E3. And now let's have a look at the details from the leak that makes it look like a pack of fake lies. Negative 1. The main story is 12 acts at 1 hour each. Ignore the fact that this is a highly specific number, only 1 hour for an entire act of the story. This is especially unlikely given a later point which we'll get to. Negative 2. The beginning is Dick Grayson's Robin, then he leaves and Jason Todd's Robin comes in, then Dick Grayson comes back as Nightwing later on, all in the same game, which according to the leak is set over 3 weeks, which is nowhere near enough time for Batman to train Jason Todd, not to mention all the various problems with this. And if these 3 characters are playable, where's Batgirl? You can't really have a co-op mode without at least one female character, and remember that WB Montreal's last release was actually the Batgirl DLC for Arkham Knight, so there's no way she'd be left off. Negative 3, day and night cycles with a full Gotham population. You can interact with them, Robin will take selfies with people, and Batman will ignore people entirely. While I desperately want to see a Batman game with a full Gotham City, can you really see a Batman game set in the daytime? It just doesn't work. Negative 4, the map's 1.7 times larger than GTA 5. That's lovely, but highly unlikely. Grand Theft Auto 5 is gigantic as it is, and there's no way we need a Gotham City that's almost twice as large as that. 1.7 times larger than Los Santos maybe, the city in GTA 5, but not all of GTA 5's San Andreas Island. That's just silly. -5, side missions are around 3 hours long, include Harley Quinn's first appearance breaking the Joker out of Arkham, how Black Mask gets his mask mounted to his face, and setting up Mr. Freeze's appearance in Arkham City. While those 3 side missions are plausible, the idea that side quests run at 3 hours each, when main story missions only run for 1 hour each, is laughable, and a big error in this leak. Story missions are always bigger than the side missions. Always. -6. Riddler trophies are replaced with 31 complex mind challenges tailored to each player that you can't simply look up on YouTube. This is a lovely idea, but there's a reason why there hasn't been a single game in history that's ever done this. It's just too complicated to implement. The original post talks about challenges involving Morse code and ciphers, and could you imagine the average gamer actually wanting to deal with that? Especially without a YouTube guide to back them up? We'd be happy if Riddler just gave us riddles to solve about a location. -7. The game is 2 years and $319 million into development. There were so many things wrong with this statement that it's hard to count, so we'll just keep it simple. Firstly, it takes a lot longer than 2 years to make an open world game, especially one supposedly bigger than GTA 5. Secondly, $319 million is already more expensive than GTA 5, which reportedly cost around $317 million, and is already one of the most expensive games ever made. And Batman's still not finished, so this cost is almost certainly incorrect. Thirdly, there is no way a simple game tester has access to this kind of information. Game testers are given the game, a list of known bugs, and a place to write down any bugs they find. They are not privy to development costs, Game Informer announcements, or other things that this leaker supposedly had knowledge of. There's just too much here. So there you have it. While there are a number of details that we could totally see happening in the next Batman Arkham game, there are still plenty of details that make it look like a hoax. There's far too much information here for a simple playtester to have, and a few of the points, such as a $319 million development cost, story missions being shorter than side missions, and the idea of a daytime Batman game, are all utterly ridiculous. Taking all that into account, we're going to call this Batman Arkham Crisis leak fake. Move along, there's nothing to see here. That all said, we're pretty sure we'll be getting more information on the next Batman Arkham game very soon from WB Montreal, and we're very, very excited to find out more. We've already got one video bringing all the evidence about the next Batman Arkham game together, which you can check out in the link above, and we're pretty sure all that evidence is legit. Mostly because most of it comes from the developers themselves. But what do you guys think? Do you think we're wrong and this Arkham Crisis leak sounds plausible? Or do you agree that it's totally fake? Are there any ideas you'd like to see in the next Batman Arkham game? Let us know in the comments below, and please subscribe to DC Comics Gamer for everything on the next Batman Arkham game and the worlds of DC. Thanks for watching, folks. Multiverse out.